Which party is killing democracy? Victor Davis Hanson writes, democracy really is dying in darkness, but by whom? Never in modern presidential history has a political party staged a veritable inside coup to remove their current president from his ongoing candidacy for his party's nomination and re-election. Stranger still, the very elites and grandees who now are using every imaginable means of deposing Biden as their nominee are the very public voices that just weeks ago insisted that candidate Biden was sharp as a tack and fit as a fiddle, and they thought they chastised anyone who thought otherwise. They're also the identical operators whose machinations ensured that there would not be an open Democratic primary. They demonized the few on the left who weakly challenged Biden in their primaries, yet now they will select a replacement candidate who likely never received a single primary vote. And note further, Biden's impending forced abdication is not because he is non compos mentis. Rather, the inside move is due to Biden's disastrous debate exposure that confirmed his dementia could no longer be disguised by a conspiracy of leftist politicos and media. But far more importantly, the impetus for removal is driven by the admission that the cognitively Biden is headed for the climactic November defeat, where Biden now ahead in the polls and by 5 points. These same backroom machinations would be insisting that he was still Pericles. And now Biden is being unpersoned and Troikists, and we prepare the new groupthink narrative of his likely surrogate as soon as to be praised eloquent, mellifluous, and articulate Cicero Harris. That Biden would likely remain as president until January 20th, 2025, should merit the country the left is more worried about its own next 4 continuance in power, next 4 years, than the fate of the country that now admittedly will be guided in the next 6 months by a president judged unfit for his supporters to run in the very office that he will still keep holding. Further irony arises when those who, as supposed guardians of democratic norms, pontificated to the country the last 9 years about the Trump Hitlerian threat to democracy, and yet now they have so cavalierly worked overtime on how. A, to pull off the removal of their candidate from the November ballot on grounds of senility. B, but not the removal of the same president from office. Their own fate is more precious than our collective fate as a nation. C, while trying to select rather than elect a replaced candidate. D, without ever offering any explanation, much less an apology, how a Democrat president from January 20th, 2021 was daily declared vibrant, dynamic, and engaged, but suddenly one day after June 27, 2024, the debate was remanufactured as not. Perhaps as an aid and primer on Biden removal, they should reread the essay by former Obama Pentagon official Rosa Brooks. Just 11 days after the Trump inauguration, she published in Foreign Policy 3 ways to get rid of a President Trump before 2020. It was a veritable manual on the various ways of removing the just inaugurated president, listing immediate alternatives to the distant 2020 election, impeachment and conviction, the 25th Amendment removal, and barring all that, a military coup. Quote, the fourth possibility is one that until recently I would have said was unthinkable in the United States of America, a military coup, or at least a refusal by military leaders to obey certain orders, end quote. So to make sense of what these self-appointed and sanctimonious protectors of democracy are trying to pull off demands an Orwellian vocabulary, memory hole, newspeak, unperson, and groupthink. Yet there is one more irony. Very soon, those who welcomed the protests of summer 2020 radicals and exempted the rioting and violence and then again did nothing in 2024 as mobs tore apart campuses and shut down public facilities, will host a Chicago convention where those very same liberals forces may wreak havoc on the outside, while their backroom progenitors with threats, money, media could wreak havoc on democracy on the inside. And this is on Zero Hedge by Victor Davis Hansen via X. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.